When you hear the sound of the bell, you know you're in the championship rounds with King Amin of Essex. And it seems so easy to say that it's royalty, but I mean this legitimately. Before I even go into it, everybody knows women's boxing. That's one of my wheelhouses. I picked that up, and it wouldn't be right if it did not bring a dignitary, someone who I did a feature on. Don't know if she saw it, but yeah, I mean, I'm very high on this fighter, and I think the world knows who she is. But I wanted to introduce herself. Champ, please let the people know who you are and where they can find you on social media.
My name is Franchon Crews-Dezurn, aka the Heavy Hitting Diva, and the first ever undisputed champion at Super Middleweight in history. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at THEHHDIVA, which is the HH Diva. I'm also on Facebook, Franchon Crews-Dezurn, the Heavy Hitting Diva, and I'm on TikTok. So
Got to cover all your bases, and certainly um it's an honor for me to have you here, and I want to get right to it. I want to clarify because I know you're from the DMV area. See, but what people don't know is the DMV is the DMV, but then Baltimore is its own planet. So I need you to clarify, or what's your relationship to the entire DMV?
I was born basically Virginia made me, Baltimore, Maryland raised me. DC is, where I'm staking my claim and developing as a fighter even more so. And it's cool because I'm a world champion, so I'm from everywhere, but that's my relationship. Virginia made me, Baltimore raised me, and DC, they showed me hella love. So
For sure, for sure. I got a special relationship with DC. I went to Howard, so DC. I spent a lot of time out there. Baltimore was different. It was different for me. You know what I mean? So but I like for you to make that distinction because those outside of the area, as it's called, they don't know. But you do definitely represent as a world champion. So I want to talk about what I know to be one of your biggest inspirations and something that I think is one of your strongest attributes. You have a air. It's very maternal, very sisterly. Your mother is your biggest inspiration. I just want you to share how that relationship fuels you in your daily goings on.
yeah, so my mother, Sarah Marie Cruz, basically sacrificed everything to make sure I had some kind of normalcy growing up. And she became very sick around the time I started my boxing career, meaning my amateur um journey. And, it just really coincided. She seen me go through everything, two Olympic trial cycles. She seen me travel the world, uh, pursue a degree, and I lost her in 2016,
Mm.
basically after I went pro. And our motto was always she fought to live, I fought to win. She beat cancer 3 times. She had stage and renal failure, so chronic kidney disease, and she just was such a soldier and was so graceful and everything she did, even when she was suffering from dialysis, suffering from falling, just suffering from seeing her body deteriorate and change. Because she, me and her are very similar. She was a hard worker, worked multiple jobs, or just excelled at everything she did in management leadership positions. And to see her go to kind of like helpless, it was a lot for her, but she never complained, she never cried, and she was just a pillar, an example of strength for me. So if that's the woman I came from, that's how I have to represent in everything I do.
Well, let's talk about that being a pillar and example because a lot of times I've spoken to different fighters, different people in and around the sport. They don't understand how hard it is just to be even a what they call a club fighter, and you wear a lot of hats as a world champion. It is not easy, and I liken being undisputed to like going to college. You got a lot of student loans. Them belts require a lot of you got to travel, you got responsibilities. So you do it all, and a lot of fighters, again, I'm not it's hard for them to just the motivation. I know it's got to come from mom. How do you balance it though? Because you mentioned college degree, pursuing a college degree. I know you have the designs. You design a lot of fighters' outfits, right? You sing and write music. That's a lot of hats. So how do you balance that? You just listen, you made arrangements to do this interview with me. You got to find so many hours in a day. It's only 24. How do you find the balance, even though you still got all that drive?
You don't work, you don't eat, and I gotta eat. I got cats to feed. I have responsibility, and at the end of the day, like I'm not content. People think, oh, you're undisputed. You're doing for everything you said that I'm doing. Like I still don't get the respect as a woman and a woman of color in a male dominated sport. I'm still not getting compensated the way I should be. So I got to keep going. And I feel like um, my journey is the universe brought me to it. So I have to go through it. I don't know why. It's like it's just something in me say, keep going, keep going. So it's I can't really explain it, but for me, I just can never be average. I don't think I was created to be average. My mother didn't raise me to be average because I was always different and always just gifted. I've always been gifted and talented. I used to actually go to schools for gifted and talented. So watching her take her last breath just pushed me to say, hey, you only get one life, live it to the fullest. So I just do what I do. And I'm blessed that I'm making a name for myself.
Absolutely. And my sincerest condolences for your loss. And I know you use that energy to also give your time to New Jersey, give a kid a dream. Now that's one of the things, again, above all, whatever else you have going on, you made the time for this event. And again, I'm a Jersey guy. So I'm like, wow, she's in Long Branch, New Jersey. She found this place, this foundation to give her time to. So can you just share a little bit about what that organization is and what you do with them?
Yeah, New Jersey, Give a Kid a Dream is ran by a phenomenal woman, Jackie, Miss Jackie. She's been a staple in boxing in so many ways for such a long time, and really like a mother, queen mother to me, and a lot of other fighters. And once you start getting to a certain level, you have to give back to your community. And I actually drew inspiration from her and all the young ladies and all the people who support her and actually trying to give a kid a dream because I'm a grassroots boxer. Like I started from a sweaty gym, I started from an inner city gym, and I didn't really have a role model. Nobody came to the gym and was like, "Oh, this is do it." So I feel like down the road I'll be able to contribute to organizations like that and more and different ways, more monetarily, more things I can do for them. But I know just seeing and sparking that light, like Tupac says, I might can't change the world, but I can spark that one mind that might can. And it's a young lady named Karina who's been through a lot, and she's just developing so beautifully in boxing. And she said she looked up to me and looked up to like Clarissa. So you never know, that one meeting, that one just coming to be acknowledged, how that could change someone's life. But being associated with a foundation like that is crazy because Miss Jackie not only gives her time, she gives her energy, she gives her love, her finances. So places like that, especially being a woman of color, you have no choice but to respect it and support it. And I love her. I love the kids. I love everything that they're doing. So it was nothing.
And one thing I could add to that, I'm a girl dad. And when I show my daughter, fighters like yourself, they said, Dad, that's a fighter? And I'm like, yeah. So, thank you for changing the perception of what a fighter is, and
Yeah.
showing that fighting is done on so many levels, fighting for parity, fighting for equality, fighting to make, your place in history, and also fighting for your peace. So thank you for doing that. That's another part of your contribution that if you haven't heard it, you heard it from here.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about, giving the kid a dream. I don't know if it was a part of your dreams, but world champion. I was also in the house for you versus Sedarus. That was another history making night. Again, you said it yourself, and I've said it about you. You're a part of these moments in history, and it's like y'all don't remember Franchon Crews-Dezurn was there on that, So um now here you are, and I noticed that You was on this particular fight, the one you're heading into. You put yourself in a position. I saw you ringside, flew yourself out there, fly like the diva does, and you was like, yeah, I got that. I want that. So now here you are getting ready to fight Savannah Marshall. Is it exciting for you to take your talents, as the phrase goes, to the UK and get that love and be embraced?
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. My whole life has been like synergy, just everything that happened in the past is making sense now. And I'm a world champion, so it's an honor to actually go somewhere else in the world and fight and continue to build women's boxing, go against a good competitor like Savannah. It's not like she lost to a bum. She lost to the GOAT, and for me, I'm about respect right now. I've made history. They could take the belts from me today or tomorrow. My legacy's already sealed. I'm probably a first ballot Hall of Famer. But this is more about respect and legacy, because when those pound for pound lists came out, they had her on it when she had no belts or one belt, and they act like I didn't become unified or I wasn't undisputed. They act like I didn't fight her in the amateurs. My rivalry's longer than Clarissa's. um if they don't give you respect, you have to take respect. So the UK loves women boxing. They were embracing me, and they love my uniqueness. So it's kind of crazy in the States. I don't get embraced the same way as other fighters, but over there they were just intrigued. And this is a great fight. This is a great fight, and that's what I strive to do in my career, and that's what I've been doing. And I still have to make it work for me. I'm a businesswoman, and this is also the first fight I have an opportunity to fight under my own promotional banner. So
Beautiful.
when you have other women making history, selling out arenas, I have myself to do my part, show, hey, ownership matters. Like, they don't give you a seat at the table, you bring your own table. They can have a seat at yours. So my mission is just bigger. Like I said, in interviews, my mission is bigger, and I'm working for legacy. Of course, I'm a prize fighter, and people just have to understand and respect that.
Definitely. Well said. Well said. Now, I want to do a little pad work before I get you out of here. I know you've been working all day. And you use that word, and I just want to ask you, pardon the profanity, but I've been having this debate for a few years. Is it more disrespectful? Because fighters, they talk all this, you punch like a bitch, whatever. But is it more disrespectful to call a fighter a bitch or a bum?
I think in boxing, for me, I think coming from me calling you a bum would sting worse.
Mm,
I'm not respecting your talents. I think bitch falls under that
sure.
umbrella. Bum ass bitch, like get out my face. I haven't had to pull that card for real, but yeah, I think bum is worse for me.
I think so too.
The other word that takes me to outside the ring, and
Sure.
I've tried that part of my life. But when you say a bum, it's like, oh man, dang.
Yeah, to me, a bum is like, yeah, I don't even respect your hard work. Like on your best day, I don't respect it. Like that's like, ooh, that hurts.
Yeah, get out my face.
Yeah, okay, okay. So I'm gonna hold these pads up for a few more, and this is just random. You say how you feel, however you interpret it. All right,
Okay.
because you're a musician and an artist.
Yes.
Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder?
Stevie Wonder.
Okay, good pick. Him and my son share the same birthday, so that's a good pick. All right. Where's your favorite city or your favorite place to hold camp when you're training?
Well, so far, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Florida. Everybody loves Florida. The weather.
That and my OG, what I'm saying, Bernard Hopkins used to do his camps, Muhammad Ali, and myself. You got the GOAT down here. It's just a beautiful place. And I'm a nature person, so
Sure.
continue.
Absolutely. Um, when's the best time or your favorite time to create? And by create, that could mean, whether it's, designing, writing music, or anything, working on, some footwear, anything. The best time for you to create.
Sometimes when my anxiety kicks in, or like I'm frustrated, or I'm kind of sad, or I'm inspired, I'll be inspired. Like I might see something, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta work. So it's just, I think my stuff is mostly off of emotion. Even when I have a plan, but it never goes that way. I make garments for other people. I always make sure I'm in a positive space. So it's all positive energy. And that's like my therapy. So I think it goes off of my emotion.
Definitely, definitely. Favorite fighter of all time?
Um, I'm gonna say my husband, Glenn,
Hmm.
Jr. Uh, that I think he's an unsung hero. His work ethic can rival any of the top names from a Bernard Hopkins, from a Mike Tyson. He's a hard worker. He loves the sport, and I'm a better fighter because of him. If you want like a mainstream person, uh, I don't know. I guess you gotta go with the OG, Sugar Ray Robinson,
Hmm.
because fought, but like how he had to fight to provide for his family, for amateur fights, turn around for pro fights, and he also was a mentor to some of our other great champions. So I'm gonna say him.
Definitely. And the last one before I get you out of here. Footage or no footage when you are, facing an opponent? Do you bother studying footage? Do you just work on what you work on?
Of course, I'm a look at footage. But I have a great coaching staff. Well, my training partner, Glenn Jr., my coaching staff from Barry Hunter, Patrice, Jamie, Juice. You know what I mean? I run a pretty professional camp, and I have a lot of experience around me. For me, and my style is mostly just become a better me. Of course, I want to acknowledge my opponent. I'm gonna look and see what's going on, but I like leave the planning and all that stuff to my team. Then we'll go over it. But yeah, I look. You'd be stupid not to.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I happen to know one thing about it: pressure, combinations, and heavy hitting is what you do. And they're gonna be in for a treat over there in the UK. I want to thank you for joining me. Can you give your social media one more time?
Okay, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at THEHHDIVA, the HH Diva. And I'm on Facebook, Franchon Crews-Dezurn, the Heavy Hitting Diva.
Ladies and gentlemen, we out of here. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. And you know, maybe I'll catch you again when you got something else going on after the fight, or when you got some music, anything, anything.
I appreciate you and thank you for always being kind to me.
Oh, always, always. Listen, what you do for the sport and what you do for, like I said, for young ladies out here and men, I'd be a fool not to thank you. So salute to you, salute to the champ, Mr. Glenn Dezurn. All right. And good luck. Show out over there in the UK, champ.
Hey, you see today, I had to, I work with the GOAT and I'm feeling, I can't get beat up in front of my people. So you know how I'm coming.
I already know.
All
Salute,
right.
champ.
Good night.